Let's do it.
Yeah.
So when the news broke that Jaden Ivey was released by the Chicago Bulls, I took to X and Twitter, or to X Twitter, whatever the hell you call it, and Instagram, and I said, hey, I don't know what the kid is going through. He might be going through something personal in regards to if he needs any help. I don't know, but if he does need it, hopefully he can be able to get the resources that he needs. Hopefully his family's there to support him. But if it's not, then it's going to be one of those things where it's like the consequences are always going to be there. Whatever you say something, there's consequences behind it. If you're going to stand on it, stand on it. It's fine. And boy, did I get dragged through the coals. Oh, well, he didn't do anything wrong because he's with God. Okay. Then you say, oh, well, are you defending the gays? Yeah, why not? They're people. Right? So you try to be nice. I'm trying to just give you the whole gamut of, hey, if there's something wrong with him, hopefully he gets the help that he needs. If it's not, hey, there's consequences to your actions, right? Like you're working for somebody. So they didn't want that side. Now you get the other side of me. Now you get the real side. So let's go ahead and just break this down, shall we? Jaden Ivey was the third or fourth pick in the draft a few years back. He's been in the league for about 4 or 5 years or so. His first 3 years in the league, pretty decent, right? Had some real good potential, because when you get drafted that high, you get drafted in the top 5. A team is not drafting you in the top 5 to just be a piece. They think very highly of you, that you could be a cornerstone for that franchise, or you could be the franchise, right? It's either one or the other. They had very big hopes for this kid in Detroit. A few years later, he's in Chicago. It's very, very rare that a number 5 pick gets discarded to another team with very few games left in the season, right? He got traded at the deadline, I believe. He got hurt with Chicago. I think he played like 3 games with them, and he's been rehabbing. And during the rehab, he decides to go crazy. And he's talking about all this stuff about how Steph Curry's not a Christian, how LeBron James is not a Christian, how Christians are not Christians, how Catholicism is trash. The man is just going on everything, how apple pies are sent from God and they're really good. And then the LGBT stuff, right? LGBTQ stuff, right? All that stuff is just in there. He talked about how there was maybe some things that happened in his childhood. He talked about how he was abusive to his wife in certain ways. He didn't really get into detail. He talked about a lot of things. So people are really trying to figure out what's happening to him. Is he having a mental breakdown? Is there something going on with his marriage? Something's happening here. That's what the face of it looks like. Well, I'm here to tell you that no, that's who Jaden Ivey is. Because what people don't realize about Jaden Ivey, you see what happens when you're just a guy? Certain things don't get reported until the firestorm happens, right? Jaden Ivey was a superstar player. Maybe some of these things would come to light earlier. So here's the news that a lot of people don't know if you're following the story, or maybe you're not following the story. Jaden Ivey was a problem in the Pistons locker room. You know why he was a problem in the Pistons locker room? Because for what I've heard, and I've heard sources, that forcefully he would tell people about how to live their lives in regards to religious beliefs. Now, if me and you were teammates and we hanging out outside of the clubhouse or whatever it is, and we just on the street, or I'm on the phone, and I go ahead and I ask you about your religious beliefs because I want to know, I'm inviting that conversation. You go ahead and we can have a dialogue about it. But if I'm your teammate and we over here trying to break down plays and we in film study, and you over here telling me how devout you are, I don't care. Keep it out of the locker room. There's many devout Christians in basketball, in sports. They understand that it's not welcomed in a locker room. Not saying that people are atheist, but there's a lot of different beliefs out there. It's not just one. There's people who are secular. There's so many things that are out there that you can't just feel that you can be able to just force your particular ideologies and beliefs on people. It's not going to work. This is why they tell you don't speak politics and don't speak religion on the job. You've heard that from the first day that you started working. I've also heard that Jaden Ivey once told fans in Detroit, you care too much about sports. You need to focus more on God. So these are people that have season tickets to watch the Pistons. They love the Pistons. This is where they go to get their release. They love their sports. And you're telling me that I need to get right with Jesus. Motherfucker, how do you know what I do? Mm-hmm. What makes you the beacon of religious views? Fuck are we talking about here?
Yeah. Also, too, like, without the fans, he doesn't have a job.
So yeah. Like, oh, we're going to get there, right? He would then ask reporters if they fornicate out of marriage. Now, I don't know if that happened in Detroit, but that damn sure happened in Chicago. So let me go ahead and go paint another picture for you, because this is the biggest one for me. Okay. Detroit, 3 years, 4 years. Let's go 2022-2023 season. Jaden Ivey played 74 games, started 73 of those games. Pretty good. 23-24 season, Jaden Ivey played 77 games, started 61 of those games. Not bad. 2024-25 season, Jaden Ivey plays and starts in 30 games. 2025-2026 season, Jaden Ivey played 37 games and started 5 of them. So in the 4 seasons that he's been in the league, the last 2 seasons, Jaden Ivey has barely played. He's had some knee injuries. He's had some problems, right? But he's not healthy enough to do what he's doing. Basketball and sports is a production thing. If you're good at something, right? Silent Assassin she's the best producer in the world, right? She makes me look great. Makes whatever I say that much more powerful. If Silent Assassin was a jerk, she'd still be here because you're good at what you do. You can be a jerk, you can be mean, you can kick my cats down the street. I'd figure out a way to make it work. Why? Because you're talented at what you do. But let Silent Assassin go ahead and say, you know what? I don't really care about doing this anymore. Or anybody that I know, their production starts to wane. Your headache is more than your production, which means that I have to now weigh things. Can I tolerate this? Is the talent level enough for me to tolerate it? If it starts to be an imbalance, the answer is no, right? That's just the way society works. Talent will get you places. Talent will make people tolerate you. Talent will make you last longer than you should. But when you are not available and you're no longer helpful to that organization, you are now a liability. So it doesn't matter about Jaden Ivey's views. It doesn't matter what he said about Steph Curry. It doesn't matter what he said about the LGBTQ community. Anthony Edwards said some wild shit the other day. He got fined. You think the T-Wolves are gonna cut Anthony Edwards? Absolutely not. Kobe Bryant once used the F word. and was fined for that. You think the Lakers are going to say, you know what, Kobe Bryant, we're going to have to trade you because you did something bad to the community. They said, no, you can take this fine. Matter of fact, we'll pay it for you. Draymond Green, use that same word. Why? Because in our culture, we use that word for different contexts, right? Different reasons. He was fined. You think Golden State gonna be like, oh, we got to get rid of you? No. We'll pay the fine for you. Jaden Ivey, though? And you're rehabbing? And when you were playing with us, the 4 games that you did play wasn't really that good. It's not like you averaged like 50 points a game and was, oh man, this guy's talented. He has potential to be something good. You're barely averaging 12 points a game. And you want to go ahead and go ask reporters if they've ever fornicated out of marriage? It's none of your business. And if I'm a reporter and you ask me that, now I'm gonna undress you. Pause. But that's a meaning like now I have to tell you about yourself. So all of the right wingers are coming out of the woodwork now. Oh, well, we have to support him now. Why? Because he's talking about the people that you guys have an obsession with, because you right-wing evangelicals, you have obsessions with people's genitalia, you have obsessions with children, and you also have obsession with what people do in their bedrooms. Yet you people are the ones that do the worst shit because you hate yourselves. So you can be able to find somebody who might be going through a religious psychosis and say, yeah, he's our guy. Well, he's now an unemployed guy too. So I don't give a damn what he says. And, oh, well, how was I a detriment to the team? Because you're not that good and you are annoying. When the Detroit Pistons got rid of Jaden Ivey, they went on a tear. You know why? Because sometimes when you're on a basketball team or you're on a team, period, and there's that one guy that you just want to punch in the face and you can't, and then that person is no longer there, it's a release for everybody. Oh my God, yo, I'm glad he's gone. Now we can be able to have fun again. That's how the Pistons felt. Because for you to be able to give up on a top 5 pick like that, yeah, you had to be rubbing people the wrong way a lot. So for all the people that are co-signing this, it says more about you than it says about your religion. I don't care. Nobody cares about your religion. You believe what you want to believe. Doesn't matter to me. Just don't push it on nobody. How you believe and how you think the world should work is none of my business. You can be able to have any type of sanctuary in your house. You can be able to dress up like any religion. Who cares? If that's your kink, do what you want to do. But when it comes to private sector business, when you work for a corporation and you do certain things, people love to use this. Well, it's free speech. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, because then that's when you know that people are not educated. You know what free speech is? What the actual First Amendment is? It protects you from the government coming at you. The government cannot say, I can be able to say Donald Trump is a orange piece of shit on my airwaves. Government can't come after me. But if I go ahead and I talk about my boss in my corporation and he finds out, my job is now in jeopardy. If I go ahead and go say some disparaging things online about certain communities and I work for a big company, they now have the right to be able to terminate me because they don't want to deal with that bad PR. You are not safe in regards to your free speech when you are working in the private sector or you work for a corporation. The NBA is a corporation. They have sponsors. They have certain groups that they're partnered with. We have Pride Month in the NBA. They can't do this and they won't do it for you. Let Michael Jordan say some wild shit. Hey, you're going to suspend Michael Jordan for how many games you want? 15? 15 games. But they'll never get rid of him because why? He makes a lot of money. And the Bulls would never get rid of him. Why? Because he makes a lot of money for them too. Jaden Ivey doesn't do anything for anybody. So he can continue to, hey, go ahead. You now have your new platform. You can be able to go on Fox News. You can go on your soapbox. You can be a pastor if you want to. And they'll all do what? This is what will happen. They won't listen. You know why they won't listen? Because you're black, kid. And when it happens, they'll use you as a useful idiot to be able to push their agenda. They don't give a damn about you. So what you need to do is you need to find out what you want to do with your life and go ahead and go do that. Basketball may not be for you. And that's okay. Maybe you realize that your spiritual calling does not allow you to be able to do this. I'm not going to knock you for that. I'm not going to criticize you for that. But what I will criticize you is that you will stop trying to force your beliefs on people. I hate that. Because at the end of the day, you were just not talented enough to be able to have that platform. And on top of that, you go after Steph Curry. Once you go after Steph Curry, you might as well pack it up. Pack it up. They can be able to forgive you about the LGBTQ. Don't come after Steph. Ain't no reason to come after Steph. Man's a saint. Man's a saint. You have no reason to come after Steph. That's all it is. So people can say what they want. They can go ahead and go make whatever narrative they want. Oh, well, they're persecuting him for his beliefs. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I would love those same people that have all of those, that got the Twitter fingers and the IG fingers. Go ahead and go say some wild shit on your platform, whatever job you work at. Go ahead. Go say whatever you want and then post that particular video to your office chat and see what the fuck happens. Hey, stand on business. You can stand on business all you want. Well, these are my beliefs. You are going to be an unemployed believer. That's fine. It's all good. As long as God can be able to pay your bills, you should be fine. Right? Because according to Jaden Ivey, right, when he had the knee injury, they said, hey, you need to rehab. Oh, no. God has healed my knee. Okay? This is a real story, too. God has healed my knee. So they said, okay, kid, let's go ahead and go take this MRI. Knee still fucked up. You see what I'm saying? So if I go ahead and now judge you because you sound crazy, I'm now insensitive. No, there's something wrong with you. So
Yeah, something like, because like you said, like, especially in sports, like, there's so many people who put themselves out there as being religious, like wearing a cross or pointing up to the sky or whatever. Like that. Also, too, like, I feel like a lot of athletes also have like a Bible verse like in their bios and whatnot, but you don't see them out here like saying outright that this is what I believe. There should be no LGBTQ, whatever it may be, because then again, like you said, like that's what gets you in trouble, because you're an asset to a business. Yeah. So if you're going to be a detriment to the business, okay, goodbye. Yeah, like if you're the business, you can do whatever you want. Right.
Exactly.
But if you're representing a huge corporation, like a millions of dollar corporation, like they have the right to protect themselves. And if they feel like you're going to be taking that away, like you said, like there's now LGBTQ night and all these other things that, with what he said, are now going to take money out of their pockets. They don't care. And especially too, like, who are you even on our team? Like,
it's all about the money. Silent assassin.
Like, it's unfortunate, but that's what it is. Like,
in sports, you leave it out of the locker room. Mm-hmm. They said that from day one. Mm-hmm. Some teams have it on their sign at the door in the locker room. You leave these things out. Mm-hmm. Because all it does is it causes division. Mm-hmm. And we need camaraderie in here. Mm-hmm. People come from different walks of life. You don't know where this guy comes from. You don't know his background. You're learning who this person is. But I can learn who you are without necessarily putting my beliefs on you. We might have a lot of things in common, and you may believe this and I may believe that. I may have my own political views. You may have yours. I'll never ask you.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter here.
Yeah.
What I need to know is if you're good enough to be able to help us win. That's all I care about.
Yeah, like in any job situation, like if you're there to do a job and a role, you have to work together, right? But like your religious beliefs, your political beliefs don't matter. Like we can still get along. Like everyone should have their own opinion.
Right.
Just because I believe in something, that doesn't mean I want you to believe in it. Like we need opinions, we need differences to kind of coexist. You know, not everyone should be the same. So, like the second that's open up in the locker room, it should be like, hey, cut it out.
Right. Unless I'm inviting that conversation.
Yeah,
if I invite that conversation and you go ahead and go give me a 3-hour sermon, I did to myself, right? Because I asked. But if you're just going ahead, well, yeah, you and your girlfriend, well, have you had any premarital relations? Mind your goddamn business.
That's just like, that's sexual harassment.
Yeah.
It's like, why?
Because at the end of the day, most of the people that ask those questions and they're offended by what you do in your bedroom, most of them have belts around their neck trying to get off. That's what they do. Erotica asphyxiation, you ever heard that? That's what they do. Choke themselves to the point that they're about to die. That's what they do. Oh my goodness, you're having premarital sex. Oh,